Welcome. I'm Paul, and you just dropped anchor at Scuttlebutt Vet. Today we're talking about how to fight smarter, not harder, with your VA claims. A few weeks back, I posted a short on using AI to draft a Nexus letter, and the comments lit up. Paul, this is great, but can you slow it down? Break it out step by step? I'm not a tech guy. I just want to see how it works. Roger that, shipmate. That's exactly what we're going to do today. And if you stick with me to the end, I'll give you that exact AI prompt I use. Copy and paste ready. Totally free. No BS, just one vet helping another. So let's talk about why a Nexus letter matters. A Nexus letter is often the missing link to your VA claim. It's what ties your current medical condition to your time in the service. And without that link, the VA has an easy out. No connection to service. And here's the crazy part. Some companies will charge you $1,000, $2,500, even $5,000 for a single Nexus letter. Now, I'm not saying every group is bad, but there are a lot of those letters out there that look nearly identical. Same template, same legal name, just your name swapped in, your conditions changed. But 9 out of 10 times they're missing a key phrase. And that key phrase is it's as least as likely as not. That's the VA's legal standard. Basically, it's 50-50. It's not beyond a doubt. You must have the words it's as least as likely as not. But if you're missing that line, your letter, it's basically carrying little to no weight. So, what is that in translation? You just paid a lot of money for nothing. So, why are vets paying thousands for something you can draft in minutes with AI? And then all you have to do is go get a real provider to review and sign it, not somebody that's reviewed your case for 5 minutes. That's because most folks just don't know. And that's why Scuttlebutt exists to educate and equip fellow vets. Here's where a lot of us get stuck. A VA doctor says, I can't write that. It's a conflict. VSOs don't emphasize on how exact wording affects your claim, and the VA doesn't hand you a playbook. So the result? You end up frustrated, out of money, and waiting for months or years on an appeal. I've been there, and I know a lot of you have too. But that's why we're doing this, and we're going to do it the right way. All right, shipmates, let's get into this. I'm going to pull up the ChatGPT and show you exactly how I generate a clean doctor style Nexus draft, step by step. Then I'll show you how to use it so it actually helps your claim. Again, no charge. Okay, here you go. We're going to take the prompt that I have. We opened ChatGPT. I'm using 5, but there's free versions that you can use. Not a problem. I have an account with them. But we're going to go ahead and click in here, and we're going to paste the prompt that I'll provide with you later, and being able to do that. And basically, it says write a professional evidence medical nexus letter to support a veteran's VA disability claim and use the details below to generate a letter in the format consistent with it and the benefit of the doubt, which is basically as least as likely as not. So it says the details to include, so veteran's full name. So we're going to go ahead, we'll put my name in here, doctor's name and credentials. We're going to Dr. John Doe, MD. A clinic or hospital and whatever they're doing. So Doe Hospital. We're going to say primary service connection. What you want to be, let's go ahead and say PTSD. And what's a secondary being claimed? We're going to say migraines. Onset of the secondary condition began in 2018 when I got out of the Navy. Obviously, the more details you put in, the better it's going to be, but we're just using this as an example just to kind of show you the relevant symptoms and whatever, you know. Yes, headaches, dizziness, missed work. And you see that if you make errors and changes, you can actually go in and be able to help do that. Headaches. So basically, when you come in here, though, what you want to do is you want to fill in all the basics of your condition. When it started, what's the service details, you know, PTSD, you know, the examples, PTSD, we're going to take that out. It's associated with chronic migraines, which can aggravate dizziness, vertigo, etc. Come back over here again. You can fix this. Aggravate. So, use a VA-friendly language, explicitly stating the condition is at least as likely as not related to the aggravated service of the condition. Provide a brief medical supported rationale referencing recognized medical literature or establish clinical knowledge where possible. Affirm that the opinion is being offered in accordance with the VA Directive 1134, which authorized licensed healthcare providers to give such opinions, which are the authorized licensed VA healthcare providers. Maintain a confident, authoritative tone throughout, no disclaimers. Conclude with that and basically format the letter as if it was written. So you see that we basically go in here, it's just a basic template and being able to do what you need to do. And being able to do that, you add the information. Again, I didn't add a lot of information in there because we just wanted to see, but then you go ahead and you hit the generate. So what it's doing now is it's going in and it's creating that for you. Hospital, the name, the phone number, a date. Obviously, you want to insert the date when they sign it. It's a medical nexus opinion for me, post-traumatic stress disorder with migraines. And then it says, I, Dr. John Doe, MD, a licensed physician at the hospital, I have reviewed Mr. Hayes' medical history, current treatments, and service diagnosis of PTSD. Based on my clinical evaluation and review of medical literature, is my opinion that Mr. Hayes' migraine headaches are at least as likely as not caused by or aggravated through the natural progression by his service-connected PTSD. And there's a medical rationale that it goes in and says what was going on. Again, peer literature and being able to show studies that it actually does occur and that does affect it. And Mr. Hayes' migraines manifest with headaches, dizziness, and missed work, consistent with the critical profile of migraine disorders observed in patients with comorbid PTSD. This Nexus opinion is accordance with the benefit of doubt a service connection and aligns with the guidance contained in the M21-1 Adjudication Procedures Manual. Furthermore, this medical opinion is rendered under the authority of VA Directive 1134, which permits licensed VA healthcare providers to offer independent medical opinions in support of the veteran's claims. And in conclusion, the evidence supports that Mr. Hayes' migraines are at least as likely as not proximity due to or aggravated by his PTSD. It is medically reasonable to conclude that the chronic psychological and physiological stress of PTSD materially contributes to the development and persistence of his migraine condition. Respectfully, blah, 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 blah. And the end of the letter. So you can all see that it's pretty straightforward. It does clearly state the diagnosis, it clearly states my history. It talks about, you know, the key phrases that it needs to be in there, as least as likely as not. And I think it provides everything that you were looking for with being able to do that. You can cut and paste this into a Word document and make the additional changes that it needs to be just to clean it up and to have it look, presentable when you go walk into the VA doctor and say, "Hey, this is what's going on." It's in a professional tone. Um, and I think it's something that if your doctor's been treating you, they would be able to feel pretty comfortable with signing it. Well, there you go. There was a quick example of using the AI prompt to generate a letter. Now, that letter obviously was set up to create a Nexus letter for a secondary to the primary condition. We had set PTSD as our primary condition and set up a secondary of migraines, but you can remove the secondary and just say my primary condition is XYZ, and be able to put the same information in there as you want. The key to this is to remember that this needs to go on the doctor's letterhead um, when it's signed by them, to be able to coordinate appropriately and to have the authority that the VA is going to be looking for when you submit this with your VA claim. So, um, a lot of flexibility in that letter, but it gives you the stand canned template that I've used multiple times with being able to get my Nexus letters. And the recent one was with sleep apnea, and was able to get my doctor to sign that and submit that for my VA claim with sleep apnea, which I ultimately won by a higher level review, because they ignored the Nexus letter when I submitted my claim and denied me several times. And with the higher level review, I was be able to go say, "I'm sorry, we have a Nexus letter." And as soon as I did that, she goes, "You have a Nexus letter?" I said, "Yes." And she found it and she said, "Okay, we'll take a look at it." And I won that claim. So 50% for sleep apnea. Okay, so the next step. What do I do now? Your letter is not ready yet, so don't upload your draft and call it a day. A Nexus letter needs to be authored and signed by a licensed doctor for it to carry any weight. So here's the move. You bring the clean one-page draft to your provider. You explain, "This is a medical opinion letter for my VA claim. I drafted the structure so it's quick to review. Would you be willing to edit it as needed and sign if you agree?" You need to emphasize it's only a 10-minute review. It's not a novel. And yes, VA doctors can provide medical statements when it's appropriate and not a conflict with the rating decisions. So if a VA doctor is doing the CMP exam, then no, they can't sign it. But your regular doctor that's treating you, yes, they can. VA Directive VHA 1134 says they can sign it, and they actually have a duty to do so. Many of them just haven't seen it presented properly, or actually even read the directive. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Provide a copy of the directive. Okay, now once it's signed, you need to upload it yourself on va.gov so that it's in the records, and keep a copy. So here are some pro tips. You be truthful. Always be truthful. Don't exaggerate or pad the record. Keep it clean. Make the draft professional and easy to sign. Pair it with evidence. Upload your treatment records, your prescriptions, your relevant test results, any buddy statements, anything that shows that your daily activity is impacted. Close the loop. After uploading, you check your file, your claims. Make sure it's still in there. So that's the game plan, shipmate. Instead of paying $5,000 for a Nexus letter, use AI to create a clean, professional draft in minutes. Then have your provider review and sign it. Hey, if you want that exact prompt I just used in this video, you drop a comment below that says send the prompt, and I'll send you the link free of charge. I've had to fight for every rating I've earned, from tinnitus to PSD to vertigo. Nothing was handed to me, and I'm sure you're going through the same fight. But we don't quit, and we don't have to fight alone. Subscribe to Scuttlebutt Vet for real strategies from a fellow vet who's in the fight. And please share this with your shipmates. The more we know, the stronger we are. Bravo Zulu, shipmate. I've got your 6.